everybody, it's Christina from Creations with Christina, and welcome back to episode number 3 of the Just Because Cards Cricut Cartridge series. First thing we're going to do is start with our envelope on our Just Because cards. So we're working on number 3, so I'm going to use the number 3 envelope. And I already went ahead and figured this out by using the guide that I have available on my my website, that this card or envelope needs to be, and all the other features on the card need to be 6 3/4. So I already have this measured up, and how I did that was I just highlighted it, went over to the height, clicked on the height, clicked on the little calculator that pops up, and I typed in 6.75. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and add another page to our layout here, and we're going to go ahead and add our card now. So I know the card isn't going to fit on, the card and the envelope isn't going to fit on one page, so that's why I went ahead and selected another page. And I already have my height set at 6 3/4, so now everything I do now is going to measure out at 6 3/4. So we're working on card number 3, so 1, 2, 3. And now that's added to our page. Now, the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to add yet another page, because I need to add the layer that is on the card, and it's the shift key. So we're going to hit shift, and we're going to select the layer, and that's going to add right to our mat here. What I like about doing things on the Gypsy is I can figure out and put things all over my mat and add my little pieces of paper as I go. So the next thing I'm going to do now is just click off of the layer there, and I'm going to start with all of my other layers. So I'm going to do layer 1, and layer 1 is our Pickle. I decided to use this card as my card to use my example for my Gypsy, only because I know this card is going to be a challenge for me to design. So I selected my Pickle card here, and I realized I still had it on shift. So actually it's the shift layer button, and this is layer 1. So we're going to take off the layer 1, and I'm going to go back to my screen there. I'm going to select layer 1 again, and this is the regular Pickle. So the shift key actually will overlap the Pickle. So we're going to put this in a different section, because I'm going to cut these out in 2 different colors. And let's see, the other thing we're going to do is I'm trying to decide if I want to use the words in a Pickle, or if I want to use the stencil like I did on my first or the last card in the series. So I think I'm going to go with the words. So I'm just going to select the words, and I'm doing in a Pickle. And this again is done at 6 3/4, and I like to bring it over, and it's a little large for the layer, but I'm going to leave it that way because it does show that as well on the manual. So I'm going to put this down in this corner, and then I'm going to hit the shift key, because I want to pick, it's going to, and it's off the screen. I hate when that happens. Okay, let me do this again. I know it went off the screen, but that's okay. I'm going to cut now Pickle with the question mark in a totally different color, because it's going to layer on top of in a Pickle. So, and you can see that it matches up in size just by moving it down. And when it turns yellow, which I don't know if you can see that, but when it turns yellow, it pretty much is sized up the way it is. So, alright, I'm going to go ahead and cut this all out of my Cricut, and I'll meet you back here to put the card together. Okay, so let's go ahead and start putting our card together. I already went ahead and pre-scored my card, so I'm just going to fold that up. And now for the card itself, well, this one's really a challenge for me. I just have a hard time deciding what to do. So what I did was I went ahead and cut out another piece of paper, and this is just 5.5 by 6.5. And I'm going to take my corner chomper and round the corners so that it's just going to be a layer. So I'm just going to use my 1/2 inch side here and round these corners, and it's just going to be a layer underneath the piece that I cut out from the Just Because cards cartridge. So I'm going to layer this right on top of my card here, and we're going to use the ATG gun to do that. I think this, well, I was in a pickle on what to do with this card, because I really am not even sure who I'm going to give it to. but if somebody's ever in a pickle, I have a card ready for them. This is the layer that I cut out, and what I did was I used my white Sakura gel pen, and you can get this at Michael's, and I just did a little stitching around it. And in the manual, it shows the card like this, but I'm going to put it like this. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this down. And we'll center that right on my card here. Just like that. Okay, and I'm going to set this aside because now what I'm going to do is go ahead and adhere my pickle, which I cut out the layer in pink, right to here. So I'm just going to use my two-way glue pen for that. Okay, and then I'm going to put the question mark on this part right here. Oops, sticking to my fingers. And then we're going to put together our pickle. And I'm just going to line this up right on there. And now we're going to go ahead and put in a pickle. And the eye is separate on this for some reason. I'm not sure why. Right on here. In a pickle. Okay, I'm going to do that using my two-way glue. I'm going to start with this bigger piece first. Put that right there. Put my eye on for in. Oops. But and then a little dot for the question mark. This is where my pen would come in handy. And then I'm just going to go ahead and add my pickle. Like I said, this card was a challenge for me. Only because I don't know, like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with this card. So, but like I said, if somebody gets in a pickle, I have a card ready for them. So there we go. Okay, and the last thing we need to do is just fold up our envelope. So we're just folding on all the score lines. And then just add some adhesive right to the sides. And there we go. That's our card for today. Thanks for watching another episode of Creations with Christina. See you next time. Bye.